Routing guitar bodies. Part 1. Start by marking your center line. This is the most important part of any build. It controls the alignment of your neck to the body, as well as the alignment of your bridge, your pickups, and your controls. I'm using a 1-2-3 block to draw the neck pocket. These just happen to be the perfect size to sketch out your neck. Using a routing template, I'm marking the curve on the leading edge of the neck. From there, I'm using my calipers to mark the center line of the bridge pickup. Of the neck pickup. And using a routing template to draw the outline of the pocket to be routed. From that center line, I mark the center line of the bridge pickup. And use the 1-2-3 block as a straight edge. I'm using the same template to mark out the location of that pickup. And now I'm marking out the location of the bridge. Again, using the 1-2-3 block to create my center line. I'm using a pickup ring to mark out the keep-outs for when I start to contour the body. Now, using a pick guard I had floating around, as well as a control cover, I'm marking out the location of the controls. Now I'm using a Strat router template to mark out the location and size of the pocket that I will be drilling. Hopefully you can see here, but these will be the depths that I drill to for all these pockets. Next, using a Drill Master stand, because I don't have a drill press, I'm going to use a Forstner bit to route out the cavities. I'm using the masking tape to mark my depth, and using the depth stop to make sure I don't go too deep. Using calipers, I'm marking the location that I wrote on the body. And starting from the neck, I'm going to begin to remove the material prior to routing. The more you can remove at this step, the less work you'll have to do on the routing step. Now I'm moving to the pickup cavities, starting at the sharp radii with a smaller Forstner bit, and then graduating to a larger one to remove as much material as I can. Now I'm routing out the center of the cavities with a slightly larger bit. And now to the controls. I measured the diameter of my pots and the diameter of the Forstner bit that I'm using, and this should just fit those. Now I'm using a 1-inch diameter, half-inch radius cove cutter bit, whose bearing just happens to be the same diameter as a pot shaft. And I'm creating a PRS style relief around where the control knobs will be. Now, moving on, I'm drilling out the screws that will hold the blade switch in place, and switching to a smaller bit to drill out the edges of the slot that the blade switch will sit in. I didn't measure these, I just held the bits against the screws and the switch itself to examine the width. Now, using a series of chisels, I'm going to start to create a similar relief style around that switch. These are not flat chisels, they're curved on the bottom. They look like a U if you were to look at them in profile. And I'm using a leadwood mallet to hammer the chisel. And now I'm measuring the depth of both the control reliefs as well as the blade switch relief. And we'll see you in part 2.